Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this morning's severe weather update. So we have one more day of severe weather to get through before we get a nice break. We have an enhanced risk of severe weather today across much of Kentucky, Tennessee, North Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, eastern Arkansas, southeast Missouri, and far southern Illinois and Indiana in the orange shade area. We have a slight risk in the yellow and a marginal risk in the dark green through the Carolinas and southeast Texas. And taking a look at our probabilities of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of a location today, we have a 10% chance of a tornado touching down within 25 miles of a location across the enhanced risk area. And if you live in this hatched area, including areas like Memphis, Jackson, Nashville, Bowling Green, and Chattanooga, make sure you're on guard for numerous tornadoes and a few EF2 or stronger tornadoes, especially if you live in this hatched area, as well as in Birmingham, Alabama. We have a 5% chance of a tornado touching down within 25 miles of a location in the brown shade area across much of the Midwest, eastern Arkansas, western Virginia, western North Carolina, northwestern Georgia. Make sure you're on guard for a few scattered tornadoes if you live in the brown shade area, and an isolated tornado is possible from Louisiana through the Carolinas in the green shade area as well. Taking a look at our damaging wind threat, we have a 45% chance of damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour stronger within 25 miles of a location across southern Kentucky, eastern central Tennessee, northeastern Mississippi, northern Alabama, northwestern Georgia in the pink shade area. Make sure you're on guard for numerous damaging wind gusts if you live across, or widespread damaging wind gusts rather, if you live across the pink shade area today. Make sure you're on guard for numerous damaging wind gusts if you live in the red, scattered damaging wind gusts if you live in the yellow, and isolated damaging wind gusts if you live in the brown shade area. And taking a look at our large hail threat, we have a 30% chance of quarter-sized hail or larger within 25 miles of a location along the Mississippi River from southeast Arkansas, northwest Mississippi, western Tennessee, the Blue Hill, Missouri, southern Illinois, southwestern Kentucky. Make sure you're on guard for golf ball to tennis ball to baseball size hail if you live across this narrow red corridor today. We have a 15% chance of core size hail or larger within 25 miles of a location across most of the Tennessee Valley, the western Midwest, and the South in the yellow, 5% chance in the brown. Make sure you're on guard for scattered large hail if you live in the slight risk area, and isolated large hail if you live in the marginal risk area today. So timing out our storms with a 12Z run of the HRRR model, we have a round of morning storms across Tennessee and Kentucky, which might slightly limit our overall severe potential this afternoon. However, these storms could become stronger as we go into about noon as they move through Nashville and areas like Louisville towards Lexington in Kentucky. And then as we go into about 1 to 2 o'clock, this is when our main round of severe weather will develop across northwestern Mississippi into southwestern Illinois, producing a large hail, especially as they initially develop along the Mississippi River. And then going into about 2 o'clock is when we're really going to start to see an increase in coverage of our storms across Tennessee, north Mississippi, northeast Arkansas, and even in Illinois, producing potentially multiple tornadoes and very large hail as the storms really start to blow up around 2 to 3 o'clock this afternoon. Going into 4 o'clock, could be seeing numerous semi-discrete supercells in eastern Arkansas, Tennessee, northeastern Mississippi around Tupelo, producing very large hail and potentially strong, even violent tornadoes if we can get a cell to become more discrete. Going into about 4 to 5 o'clock this afternoon, and then going into 6 o'clock, we're seeing the potential for multiple discrete supercells, unfortunately, across areas around Memphis, north Mississippi, north Alabama. I think we could be seeing the potential for at least 1 or 2 strong to violent tornadoes as we go between about 4 to 6 o'clock this evening, unfortunately, with more of a damaging wind threat into southwestern Kentucky, even up through central Indiana. And then going into 7, 8, 9 o'clock, get that increased damaging wind threat across areas of eastern Kentucky, Tennessee, northwest Georgia, northeastern Alabama, even northwestern Alabama, northeastern Mississippi, and then going into 9, 10, 11 p.m., still seeing a lot of damaging winds across north central Alabama around Birmingham before our storms start to weaken after midnight as they push into the mid-Atlantic. So make sure you're preparing for one more day of a potential tornado outbreak and severe weather outbreak across areas of Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Eastern Arkansas, and the Boot Heel, Missouri today before we get a nice welcome break from severe weather. Thanks for watching. Please stay safe and have a wonderful day, my friends.